What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Attacking Third. This time with good Gus audio.
Let's go.
Let's go. And this week we are joined by special guest, Devereaux Sports co-founder, the Gobbler himself, Pat Bernard. Pat, welcome, dude. What's going on?
What's up, dude? I'm ecstatic to talk some youth soccer. A team that's winning in this town. I'm thrilled.
I found the hat
yeah,
again. It's a good
yes.
day.
See,
And
I'm
dude,
ready.
that let just dive right in, dude. That we're gonna skip over the Inter Miami match, 0-0 draw, same stuff that we had talked about before for 8 weeks, and now just right into the weekend. Portland,
Okay. So let me
big
let
time
me
2-0 win.
let me can tell you what I saw in the game. All right. I
hmm
saw the Union kind of going back to what they're good at, right? If you had to guess without looking it up, what do you think possession was percentage was?
Uh,
Now, mind you, we won 2-0.
we had 47%.
Okay, so Portland 66% possession, the Union 34%. This is how we win these games, and I don't get it, but I love it. 34% possession we had. And honestly, watching the game, as you can see, we were really controlling the tempo of the game.
Oh, I forgot to turn my notification sounds off, and I'm a buckle. I'm sorry. I my the guess that
It
I
was
had
freaking
was
beautiful. We went back.
yeah, the guess I had for possession was 47%, so I actually wasn't too far off.
No, 34% we were at. And again, this is Union soccer at its finest. We had 12 shots, 4 shots on target. With that, did you see the Brujo shot at all?
Yeah. No, I didn't see the
But you don't
Burrow
see
shot.
you don't see you don't see a lot of chances from Brujo. But when you do, it's like all of a sudden he never makes it, but he's
Yeah,
always on target,
they're always
and it's
rockets.
awesome. It's great. It was a good game. It was a great game. Again, Portland hit the ball more. They had actually more opportunity. Same shots altogether, 2 shots on target for them. Blake, again, huge for us. And Gastek again, just keeping what's that 7 for the year?
Yeah, yeah, and
7
it
for the year
was.
for Gastek. It's freaking beautiful.
Oh,
A banger. That half a bicycle kick that he had, it was beautiful. Had me jumping on my seat. It was great.
that's so far. I feel like his goal of the year candidate for the Union right now.
How
Until
far?
we get
It wasn't the
until we get
prettiest
a
thing I've
bomb
ever
from
seen.
outside of the box. That's
We
probably it.
almost did. We
We
almost did.
almost did. Every week we almost do.
We almost did. No, did you saw that free kick the game before this one, did you?
Yup.
That was a
Uh,
banger. We just missed by that much, man. That
it
much
was
we missed
so
by.
close, dude.
Pat, what you
Me, well, here goes a couple. Here goes a couple of things. First of all, it's great to call a show with you gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
I haven't done a show with either of you gentlemen for a very long time. So this is great, Gus. It's been since the winter. I don't done a show with you. Also, since I think Father's Day of
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, we're actually
with,
closing in
with,
on three
with,
years now.
yes, with the big Chuckster. But anyway, the notes I've got here. Well, here goes one. It's amazing how we were feeling last week um, by being in third place, having 5 ties prior to that, haven't seen a win in 8 weeks. So the thing I've gotten from this is, again, the major difference in this past matchup, goaltending. Goaltending was the big difference match maker. Andre Blake versus the Portland goaltender, two different animals. Because if you've seen the game, every time Portland was hanging around our net, Andre Blake had the answer for them. Every time we hung around their net, they didn't have an answer. I mean, that guy Casper, I'm going to butcher his name, Casper Shachuklio. I'm pretty bad with his name.
Shabilko?
Shabilko. Really?
Belka?
He's in
Shabilko.
Chicago, my dude.
No. Casper Shapalko, however you said it. He was using. He had 3 off the goal goals.
Oh, for Portland. Let me see.
No, for us. He had 3.
Shabelka doesn't play for us anymore.
Yeah, Shabilko. We traded him in the offseason.
Casper something, Casper Shabalko or something like that.
We traded him to
Shabalko.
Chicago. It's
If-
Julian
Shabelka
Julian
doesn't play for us
Carranza
anymore.
well,
is
I
I
saw
think who you're thinking of.
someone had some big time goals yesterday and came up huge. But like I said, the difference maker I was seeing is that we were taking care of names. I mean, taking care of business around the goaltending, like the Flyers did 2 years ago. This is how this team was coming up with some big time plays and taking care of business. So again, um, very very good solid offensive work by the Union, and that's what I love. Now, once I watch a game from like 2 years ago, that's what I got written down. But like I said, that's the game that I watched. Like I said, very very good. Like I said, hanging around the offense, making them pay for it. And like I said, the difference maker though entirely is the goaltending. Is the goaltending. Is the
Well,
goaltending.
that's our game every week. I mean, Bandra
Yeah.
is the whole reason why we're doing as well as we do, and that's every single week. He's the best goalie in the MLS, and honestly, it's not even close.
It's really not. It's really
No.
not.
I mean, Ivicic is a very good goalie, but it's not close. Andrew Blake is our difference maker. Every freaking week is the same thing. But that's part of our identity. It's part of what makes us so good. We don't have a superstar in this team, and I can proudly say that. And yet, I'm sorry. Can you check again? Who's number one?
We are.
The Union. And we don't have
Okay.
a big name to lean on. What does it tell you about our coaching? What does it tell you about our goaltending, our defense? It was awesome. Yesterday, I did not tell you what, Austin. I don't know if you noticed, but Harriel was playing a little aggressive with a yellow.
He was. He really was.
I kind of loved it. But he needs to be careful because he doesn't want to get that red.
Yeah, definitely not. And I thought it was like knowing that he had the yellow. I felt like every time he would press up on somebody, I was like, oh no, please don't. Like, please, Harriel, just don't do it. But he would win, and it would be clean every time. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because that man's become very aggressive recently, and I'm liking what I'm seeing because it really helps that backline's tempo big time.
Yeah, like
and it's he's gotten faster every single week too. Every since last year, his quickness just kind of improved like crazy. I love it. I love him right back.
so. Let me ask you guys. I mean, what did you take from Jim Curtin out of this? Like I said, it looked like it was a little bit of a slump. Like I said, 5 games prior to that, you're only tying games. Whether it be 2-2, 1-1, 0-0. I mean, but now all of a sudden you go out to the West Coast and you rock a team that needs to be rocked. And now you head on the road, and we'll dive into this a little later. I mean, now you got another back-to-back road game heading up to New England. And what I saw from New England is that, man, that Sebastian, I forget his last, but he's a goal scorer, and he was, again, another guy hangs around the net and he'll make you pay for it. And then again, like I said, if you were to name 3 of the top best athletes in the city, you go Embiid, Harper, and Andre Blake, in my opinion, because like I said, Andre Blake is very underrated in the city, and he is a monster between the pipes.
Yeah, and the name
Honestly,
of the player
he's
that
just
you
not as
were
known as the other 2 names.
yeah, and the name of the player that you were thinking of, Pat, is Sebastian Yetjet. Is his name.
Yes.
Oh wait, hold on. Can we have Pat pronounce that name, please? I want to see this.
Yetjet.
Swiffer Wetjet.
I'll talk my Dutch talk. But
But,
And to answer your question, Pat, we just went back to Union Soccer. Essentially, what we did, we let them make mistakes and we capitalized from them, made opportunities, and we scored a goal and relied on our defense and goaltending. That's Union Soccer's been working for us. We kind of get away from that, got a little sloppy. In the last couple times, and we got lucky because there were ties, not losses. But now we got back to it. Now I don't know if it was Portland just having like a bad game. I really don't think that was the case. But as long as we keep playing our game, we should be good.
Again, but again, like whether it was the game I saw from last year or this game, I mean, um, the first goal of the game though is against Portland is a head knocker. Someone's using their head physically, is using their head to get inside the between the pipes.
You definitely should watch that game. The
Huh?
first game was the first goal was Gastag and a bicycle kick.
Well, right. That's what I'm watching. Yeah, I mean, I got the film going on here. I'm watching on the film here. I'm watching Portland. They get on the
Gastag
yes,
Gastag's been on fire.
He has.
yes,
He's
On fire this year.
he's
I love it.
yeah,
Seventh goal
yeah, and
scored.
he's all of his touches have been very clean too. And that's what matters most, especially for a guy who plays with pace like Gazdag does. To get a clean first touch literally every time. And you have to think he's taking passes from guys like Martinez and Bedoya who are very hard passers. So sometimes that first touch isn't going to be as clean because of how hot the ball come in from those guys. He's handling them incredibly well and managing to maintain pace for the midfield and set up the attack offensively. Like letting guys like depending on what side of the field he's on when they're rushing forward, having a guy like a Harry or a Wagner on an overlapping run on the outside to be able to set up a cross.
yeah.
So
It's
he settled into his position very nicely.
Yeah, so like again, we're back here. We're going to face a tough New England team who's favored to win this game matchup. By the way, I don't know how, but they are favored to win. And like I said, it's amazing now. You know, the Union are back in front at the top of the mountain, and now this is where Jim Kurt's comfortable. This is where Andre Blake is comfortable being the top dog in the East. So now that you're going to deal, we're going to have to go up to New England, and maybe this team has bonded over on on that long road trip, headed out West Coast. So maybe they bonded. Maybe they're getting some things together. Maybe like they're like the Phillies here. They stink at home, but no, they get on the road. They get to spend some time together, and and look, now they get to understand one another, and now things are starting to gel. So look, maybe this road trip won't mean nothing heading up to Boston or head up to New England now.
Well, I mean, I told Austin before, and in previous weeks, I don't. No team scares me to the point where I think we're going to lose this game. I think we had a chance with every single team in the MLS. I think we match up, maybe not well, but we match up with every single team in the MLS, which is the beautiful thing about the team that we've assembled here.
Right. I'm not
So
trying to.
yeah, maybe they may be favorites, but I'm fairly confident that we can pull a win.
Yeah,
This
well,
week.
and don't forget we have New York YC, not the Red Bulls, the other New York team. We got them. Hey, Dave Arnell, checked in from Pass Ave, my main man. We have Dave. We have New York at YC, and they're right on our heels as of now, and they're going to be coming. I think we have to go out there, or they're coming here. But that's a game I would like to take Angelo to because that's going to be neck and neck, and that's going to be two of the best. And again,
Well,
Philly versus New York is must watch TV.
I love going down there, man. It's a great time every time we go. The great place to take your kids if you have them.
Hmm.
Even if you don't, with your friends, man. It's a great time. The stadium's not that it's not huge. The energy is great. There's nothing like scoring a goal and starting your Duke. Nothing like it.
Yeah,
It's the
and
best
and
feeling.
and to circle back to this, go back to square one. Like I said, I mentioned having five draws prior. Um, you didn't win it. You haven't won a game in 8 weeks, 2 months, where it looks like everything was starting to turn Philadelphia like. No, Jim Kurt has got this team, like I said, on taking on the road, find themselves, bonding together and getting the big dub. And that's what matters. A 2-0, victory with an outstanding goal, and a maybe a goaltender who found himself, again, rejuvenated himself on the road. It probably worked out best for the guy. You couldn't ask for a better pitcher right now. You can't ask for a better win. And I think at the time, Portland was in that eighth place. So again, um, and way to go out there and just handle your business, and that's what this team did.
Well, now we got to win the important games, right? We gotta win the games that we're supposed to That's going to kind of separate us from everybody else. We're only a point over New York, like you said. 3 points on Orlando and 4 on Montreal. So one through four, and well, actually 1 through 5. It's right there. One game
Mhm.
can make a difference between 5 and 2. So that's going to be these are going to be games that we're going to have to put in some work
No, well,
Yeah.
let me ask you both a
with the
question.
wins.
Um, Going into this game though, prior, did you guys have a fear of somebody on their team? I mean, you guys know more about the MLS, so let me ask you both: did you guys have a fear like, oh, they got a star player that you guys might have been fearing? They had maybe it was their goaltender. You're like, yeah, this dude's a tough dude to get around. I mean, was there anything about heading to
Let
Portland
me
that you were going to be afraid of?
let me answer your question with a question.
Mm-hmm.
Who's standing in our goal?
Right, the best in the league,
Yeah,
Andre Blake.
I have no fear. I have no fear about
Wow,
anybody.
no,
Yeah, and
nobody.
no, and you think
That if that can tell you what I think about Andre Blake.
yeah, and
Wow.
to put it into perspective for you, we're technically right now second overall in the league, only 2 points off of LAFC from being number one overall, and
Wow.
we
And
just won our
look at
first
the
game in
games.
6 weeks.
Yeah,
So
Wow.
to have it be that, like we only have one loss on the year. We have 6 wins, one loss, 6 draws, and we're still right there at the top of the entire league tables. So you look at this match going in against New England Revolution. The main thing that you're going to see is it's going to be a solid goaltending matchup. It's Andre Blake, Matt Turner. It's Matt Turner's
Yes.
final game in the States before he transfers to Arsenal, isn't it?
yep. Where he's not gonna play.
Yeah,
So
he's not he's literally going to see no playing time once he goes there. So it's just one of those things like that's going to be the key matchup is seeing how Matt Turner's going to look in his final match. We already know how Blake's going to do. We know that the pacing is going to be there coming off of a very much needed win against a weaker Portland side. And
Right.
and then you look at the standings for the Eastern Conference, New England's ninth. Like this is
Right.
this is a game that we should win, but there's
mhm.
always that possibility that we something strange happens, a weird bounce happens, and we walk away with 1 point. It can
I
it can
really don't
always
see how
happen.
they're favored.
Yeah,
And what
I
I
really
saw
don't see it either.
what I saw though from, like I said, maybe because they're playing at Cincinnati. Cincinnati ain't that great either. But what I did see from New England, they were picking their spots in that last game against Cincinnati. New England was, they had the perfect shot where, like I said, that guy Sebastian was. I mean, he had that turnaround, leap kick, that turnaround spin kick, and he got right into the net. So, is he a dangerous guy to look at? I mean, like I said, you guys know stats of these guys. Do they have a lethal piece offensively that scares you? But like you said, Gus, with Andre Blake being, twin the pipes, you're not afraid of anything.
No, Sebastian Leggett can do whatever he wants. As long as Blake is
Right.
but we have a chance. That's the beautiful thing about this team. As long as
Hmm.
he's on goal, we have a chance. He Andre Blake, and people can come at me if they want. Andre Blake is the Joel Embiid of the Union.
Yeah, and
Wow.
Without Andre Blake, our
Oh
chances of
yeah.
winning games completely diminish.
yeah, become
Unless you
significantly
have,
lower.
right, if you unless you have that high scoring offense, you're not going to
Which we
survive
really
long.
don't. Right, which we
No.
really don't. We were never a high offense team. We are a situational soccer team where
Right.
we make our plays, we try to get in the box, and we score. How many, Austin? You can answer this better than anybody. How many dinkers does the Bedoya score in a year? Like, and they're just second chance goals that are right there because of a rebound or some shit
Uh,
like that.
I will not give you a number. I will give you a statement. Enough to party. Look,
So
at
That's
the
what
end
I'm
of the day,
saying. We
Yeah,
could
Bedoya is
scrap.
going to do just enough
That's what
throughout
we
the
do.
season. Like
right.
he just always happens to be right place at the right time when he gets his goals. He'll probably end up with like 6 maybe on the
But
year.
but to me that's coaching. That's coaching designing.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's Jim Kern all the way because he find, like I said, even the games I've been watching and stuff like that. I mean, the guys are hovering around the net. It's there's always someone beating their defensive men to the punch. There's someone. Oh, he finds that outbreak guy, he gets into the net. Like I said, to me, that's all Jim Kerr. That's all coaching. That's great coaching that I truly, truly adore. I mean, and it's weird. It's like, we all like that kind of coach that kind of gets in people's grills and all the time. We always look for that kind of coach, but he's not like that. But with his pedigree, he's already got the respect of the locker room. People believe what he's going to do and when he's going to do it. So, again,
See, here's the thing though. The Union do something that the other Philadelphia teams don't, and that's play their game plan, which is an odd concept
yes,
to certain people, but we do. Like it amazes me, and I'm not gonna sit here and compare them because
no, that's
the
silly.
Union are very much settled and probably less than which it shouldn't be, but they are probably less in terms of popularity in the city, which I get.
Hmm.
But they really shouldn't be. They're right there. They're in the past couple of years have always been there. If it wasn't for COVID last year, we win this game. We win the league. Like we win the playoffs.
I totally 100% agree with you.
Thoroughly believe it.
Oh yeah.
I 100% agree with you
Speaking
because
about the Phillies, they're losing now. That's awesome.
yeah, I'm trying to enjoy my life on this side. I'm not trying to look at my TV. I'm trying to enjoy you guys, schooling me on some Union because, like I said, this is actually a team that's catching my eye for the past few years, and me being into this business and me wanting to do this, I watch all my teams and Union. Like I said, whether people like it or not around here, if you're going to power rank it, let's be fair here. Union, and then Birds, Sixers, Phillies, Whale Poop, Flyers. Because there's nothing about them at the ocean other than a whale poop, and that's where the Flyers are at. But we're not here.
I have a 4.5 hour old pretzel from 7-Eleven ahead of the Flyers as well.
Right, and it probably tastes a lot better. So I would definitely like to try that more before I go to sit at Flyers game right now. But like I said, we're not here to talk about those stiffs. We're here to talk about the hottest team in the city. And like I said, so are you scared of New England's coaching right now? Or is there something about the coaching that well, he might be as good as Jim Kerr. He's underrated, and so forth. He'll figure a way to get around Andre Blake or so forth. But Gus, you keep on shaking. You just don't worry about any of that crap.
There is nothing about New England that scares me. Nothing.
Who's New England's head coach? Bruce Arena,
In New England,
right? Or is that DC?
I forget who their coach is. Nobody cares about New England.
I want him to. I want my patented. I'm gonna look something up in the middle of the episode.
Go ahead. That's what I'm here to bring the hard stuff. Other than me being, I'm here to bring the hard stuff. The hard questions here. But like I said, quiet. So,
yeah, it's Bruce Arena. It is. He's a very well decorated coach. Obviously, everyone who knows soccer in the States knows who Bruce Arena is by this point. But I'm right there with Gus, man. Like this year, because of the fact that Turner's leaving, the goalkeeper of the year award is Andre Blake's to lose. Like there's literally no one else that's even remotely close to what Blake has done already so far this year and what he's going to continue to do.
Right.
This entire season so far, how many goals has he allowed, Gus? Like 7, like 6 total?
Put it this way, we would have lost half the games that we tied and or won if it wasn't for Andre Blake. That Nashville game, we should have lost 4-1.
Yeah, see,
If
more
we're
than
being
that.
completely honest.
Should have been more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was all because of Andre Blake. And Nashville is a great team.
Yeah.
Right.
If we can play against Nashville, we can beat the brakes of New England. Let me put it this way.
And like that brings me to my next point, Gus. It's like I said, I noticed the Union to me on paper looks like they every time I put it in, the plans like, oh, you better watch the Union. They're going to face this tough team. They're going to face this tough team, and it feels like they've already gotten their tough part of the schedule, and it was a day at the beach for them. Now they're getting the back end of schedule, and it looks like it's a cakewalk. So I know for
Well, I don't know if I would call it a cakewalk because honestly, soccer is so up in the air that I never wanna do that to ourselves.
right.
It's always a tough game against New York. Cincinnati. When Cincinnati game is what, June 18th?
Yep.
I think. Uh, Cincinnati, New England always plays as well. Believe it or not, even though I'm not scared of them, they always play as well. So I don't know if I would call it cakewalk. We're definitely going against the next couple of games. We're going against teams that are,
Well,
up in the standings. But we just have to play our game.
right, and
Just
so um, as the John asks, and you can check him every Monday night at 6 p.m. Check him out, him, Diego, and the rest of the guys every Monday night talking 4 for 4 Philly sports here on the Dev Sports program. He asks how good of a team is NE as New England, and
If I may answer that question.
go ahead.
Starting in June, they will not be as good of a team as they are right now. They are losing, in my opinion, overall probably the second or third best goaltender in MLS in Matt Turner.
And mind you, they're
Like-
sitting ninth right now.
Yeah, and they're sitting number nine in the conference alone, and they're coming off. What momentum are you going to get from beating Cincinnati?
Right. Well,
Just be honest.
Here goes a couple things. Now I'm searching around for, and here goes a couple. One. Here goes. So Adam Buska. Am I saying that right? Buksa.
Yeah, it just
I butcher everyone that.
wrong, but go ahead.
No, keep going,
Yes.
dude. Keep
Well,
going. I love this.
He's apparently the third and top scorer in the league right now. And he plays for New England. Then you have C. Gill. He's the top.
Carlos Gill.
Carlos Gill is the top assistant player in the league. He makes great key passes. So, like I said, I've done my homework on a couple of these guys. So, what's your take? So, it seems like they do have a couple.
Yeah,
of
but like
pieces.
you said, they have names. Sebastian Leggett is pretty good. Buxa, he can put the goal in the back of the net. But again, I want to say this one more time.
Andre,
I'm not worried.
right? Like what you're saying, having Andre Drake is like having Andre Blake
We
is like having the Ace of Spades right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's what it is. It's if we lose Andre, we lose a huge part of our defense. That's part of our game. So all we gotta do is do this. Do what we do.
I just want to.
and we control it.
Yeah, I just want to throw a couple of names out there for you, Gus, for this New England Revolution roster: Josie Altidore, Gustavo Bo,
I
Omar
thought you were
Gonzalez, Emmanuel Boateng,
Boateng's better than some of them. Yeah.
Sebastian Jet, Adam Buxa, Matt Turner, Carlos Gill. Like it's a decent roster. It is.
Very, very much so.
But none.
And they
How
have
many
names.
how many of those guys do you think truly have meshed by now?
Have you seen the New England team?
As one great
If they're,
Bill
not, if they're
Belichick.
not coached, yeah, I was gonna say if they're not coached by Belichick, who cares?
Well,
Apparently, Mac Jones looks great. I just want to talk like American football really quick. Apparently, Mac Jones cut weight and he looks great.
As one great coach we used to say, Bill Parcells, your record says what you are, and sitting in ninth place, and like you said, you got all this decent talent, and there's something like you said, they're not gelling together, they're not mushing together, and there's a reason why we're sitting at one. And like Gus says, it goes back to the most important piece on the soccer team is your goaltender. You got that, and like you said, one thing I noticed about this soccer team, they can ground and pound guys. Whether it's whether they're stacking up points, but what the Union like to do is shut them down defensively. If they take them to overtime, it's in the Union's favor automatically because, like you said, they look for the 10 goals. They look simply to break you down defensively and then wear you out, and that's what the Union do. And that's what they've been doing for this whole season. For
I'll tell you what, Pat. The reason we lose this game, if we do lose this game, is if our back line doesn't play well. Because
Mm.
Lake can play well as good as he wants, but if he can't trust the people in front of him, then we can't do anything, right? So
Right.
Lake is great. He's going to get his saves, but our back line has to play well, and that's how we'll beat this team. We have to make sure we bother. We're getting frustrated. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna get our goals. I mean, we're gonna get our balls, and we're gonna put them back in the net. That's
Yeah.
how we've been doing this whole year.
And that's what you got to do. And as my man Joe says, the dad bods are alive. Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of the dad bod. But listen, um, yeah, like I said, the the union, like you said, have to make attempts to shut down these teams, and like I said, play their style of soccer. Tell them, this is what they got them done. This is what keeps keeping them at number one. This is what's keeping them at the top of the mountain and everyone down here, because they got an outstanding goaltender. They got guys who can defensively shut you down and so forth.
Yeah, all we gotta do is just be careful. We just don't wanna. We don't wanna. Give anybody an opportunity to pass us. Right now, we're sitting in a very good spot. Um, on top of the league. But like Austin said, from one to I want to say up to six. From one to let's say five. From one to five, we're pretty much a game there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to be careful. We don't want to lose games that we're not supposed to lose,
Mm-hmm.
especially right now. Once the year gets going a little bit better, it, as every league, they're going to start to separate. Maybe not as bad as the Premier League with Liverpool and Man City, but
I don't want
it's
to talk
what
about
is.
it.
Right, and just like I said, like I said, like I said, the hardest game looks like on the schedule might be in 2 weeks against that New York City team. But like you said, you got a point up on them. You're 3 points on Orlando. You're 4 points on Montreal and Red Bull. And then after that, it's a cakewalk for us. So like I said,
Listen, I don't care. I don't care if you're playing dice. Any game against New York
it,
is going to
oh
be a
yeah,
ticket.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's like I said, that's like 2 weeks down the road. But like I said, right now we got to focus on this New England team. You're not worried. I shouldn't be worried. Austin says they're loaded with some decent talent, but like you said, you're set in ninth place, man. There's a reason you're there, and we're here. Uh, they might have to check out a Union game now for us. Yeah.
Oh, John, let's go. Come with that. I'm going to the June 18th game. Let's make a thing out of it. Let's freaking go.
Yo,
Yeah, dude.
We'll make a
Gus,
thing out
Gus,
of it.
you are now wheeling something into my tiny little brain here. The hamster's getting on
Let's go.
the hamster's getting on the wheel. We talked to
We'll
Rob
get
Whit.
into the Sons of Ben.
We talked to Rob Whitney. We
Drink
get
some
some.
beers.
Yeah, and look, it's Angela's birthday. Come on.
And it's always nice to see somebody experience their first Duke. Am I
Yes.
right,
Oh.
Austin? Am I right?
Oh
Yes.
my goodness, dude. My first one. Here's a fun story for you. I won tickets through 94 1 back when it was a music station for the Union
Wow.
for the Union home opener at Lincoln Financial Field. I couldn't find. I won 2 tickets. Could not find another person to go with me. I show up at the start of the second half. I get in, and it's dude. I could have heard a pin drop on the other side of the stadium. It was that quiet when I walked in because Alejandro Moreno's lining up for a PK to get the hat trick, and
Wow.
he buries it top bin.
Dude,
That place erupted. I was like, "This, yep, yeah, I'm all about this."
Yeah.
Just walking, just especially even down at now Subaru Park. When I went there, it was originally called PPL. Like
Mhm.
just walking through the concourse when the Sons of Ben are in there, and throughout the entire stadium, you just hear the of them just jumping up and down in just in the river end. It literally shakes the entire stadium.
It's true. And Pat, I don't know if you've ever been there, but as the Sons of Ben, as they get together, as the game starts, they all get together and they all walk at the same time. So
Yes.
once that section closes, everybody's walking together up
I
to the stadium. It's awesome.
First of all, that's a good point by the John right there. So look, I remember, look, my first time being down there, it was me and Blaze, and we went down there. First of all, The parking was a little crazy, but when we got down there, like I said, I won them from Mikey Miss. Mikey Miss, no, believe it or not, Harry Mays hooked me up. I hooked Harry Mays and Martinez hooked me up. So I went down there. I took Timmy. Um, Me and him went down, and we had the beautiful view of the bridge in the background, and the nice. But however, it was my first it's like one of those extreme games, whether it's hot or cold. That was the coldest game I've ever been to live, and we were freezing. As soon as you got your hot chocolate, it was cold. But anyway, like just the experience and seeing the Sons of Ben and people go nuts. It's like a Flyers game, but outdoors. Like these people really get into it. It makes you want to get into it. And like I said, I've always wanted to experience a Union game, and I never got to. I got curious about it, seeing everything, and like I said, now that I pay more and more attention to it because of being into this business, I now I love it, and like I said, now I want Angelo to experience it because we're always setting up Phillies games and Flyers and all the 4 for 4, but now I want him to see there's other good teams in the city and see what just people, like I said, people usually, I can't get into soccer. If you go there one time live, just like a Flyers game, you will be hooked. You will be hooked. It's the best experience live.
So
And I must I
let me
say, that's the
let me
first
let
time
me
I
tell you this.
experienced. Hold on, that's the first time I experienced a 14-inch wiener.
I, I'm sure that that's not true, but
Right,
let me
right,
tell you this.
right. Well, I haven't. No, never mind. I won't cut off. But um,
Well, let me tell you this.
all right.
The it come, last
Yes.
last year our first playoff game. We went to the stadium with my brother-in-law, and we took his brother for the first time. John, that is
Yes,
true,
sir.
John. He does.
Yes. 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 What?
We took my brother-in-law's brother for the first time. It was his first time experiencing the Union, and it was the game. It was our first playoff game, and I'm sure Austin remembers this one. So it was 120 minutes of just no goals whatsoever. This is a playoff game, mind you. So if nobody scores, we go to penalty kicks.
Wow.
At the 123rd minute, one Jacob Glesnes throws a bomb to the right top side of the goal and buries it. 123rd. I swear to you, this guy has never. It's not into soccer. He's never watched the Union. He's a football guy. This man erupted with the rest of the stadium like he's a Steelers fan. Like the Steelers just won the Super Bowl, bro.
Wow.
It was amazing.
And that's like I said. That's what and that's what's about. Like I said, I love for people telling me, "No, I can't get into soccer. All this is so boring for sport." Blah blah. It's go there for experience. Don't believe me. Don't take my word. Go there. I love it. I'm telling people. And look, it's not like you're getting bad quality of soccer. This is you are missing out on one of the best eras of Philadelphia sports right now.
It's
One
an
of the best ever.
experience.
And see for the people, and let me check people here. For the people who say, "Oh, we only got 14," but we got 5 teams, homie. Let me break it down. We got 5 teams. Okay, be thankful. I mean, if you look on Google Maps, you see Union, and they're right there, all right by you. Okay, enjoy them. If there's a parade, I'm going down streaking, and I'll have a 14-inch wiener in my hand. Um, but like I said, go there for the experience, man. Go down, and I'm telling the fan base right now, um, to go check it out. I'm curious about soccer from
Dude,
Washington
But with
LaRussa.
Ted
so
Lasso,
good.
Ted Lasso, I heard. So I haven't
Incredible.
seen that show. I'm waiting, but I've heard incredible things about it.
Yeah,
I need to get my Apple TV back so that I can finish up, so
yeah,
I can catch back up again.
and like right, like I said, I'm just trying to school people. Like I said, you want to go experience it live, and then you'll feel more about it. And like I said, they're playing hot soccer right now. Enjoy. This is one of the best time. Yes, and here goes Dave Arnell checking into the program once again. Check him out every Saturday morning.
That's
Union games are
exciting alert.
intense and fun, and yeah, and he knows the deal, man. Go check it out. It's one of the best times you can have an experience and all that good stuff. But like I said, let's get back. So you guys thinking we're gonna get back to back row wins? So we're gonna be row worrying it after this.
I think we
I
get
like
another
to
win
think so.
this weekend.
Wow,
I think we go 2-1. I think they'll get one. But I think we go to win at the end.
now see to me like now again like to me like I said now that Andre Blake went on the road to me he rejuvenated after this bonded with his team. Uh, got to sit there and he got on a long plane ride. Probably looked at tons of film, did probably tons of practicing, and
This dude's been rejuvenated for like 4 years.
I know, but just like these ties were probably irking him. The ties were probably irking him. Like two that go by him it probably stings him that two went by him. You know what I mean in the game.
Well, he's the reason we tied the game in the first
Right.
place. Well, we would have lost every single one.
Right. He
Especially that LAFC game and the Nashville one. Those two are like
exactly.
key points. Like just being able to
Against
hold
LA,
on.
dude, against LA, we did not play well. We
No,
just didn't. And
we did
only
not play
reason
well
we
against
tied the game
LAFC,
was
dude.
because of Blake.
No,
Yeah, and if you remember, the main thing that my brother Alex was saying going into that match was you cannot make mistakes because this team is too good in the open field and they'll make you pay for it.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's literally what happened. It was a prime example of how effective that team can be in just being like, oh, the ball's ours. Okay, pass. You're not going to stop us from just walking forward. Like that's just the way they play the game is just like, they're like we're gonna take this, we're gonna go that way. You can come along if you want, but everything's happening this way now, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's especially like last year, New England was that kind of a team. Like they were supporter shield winners last year. It's pretty much the shoe is now on the other foot where they came off a supporter shield where we had one before, and literally the standings were reversed that year.
Now,
We were lower in
Mind you.
the table going into a matchup with them, and it's
Yeah.
pretty much the same spots.
Now, mind you, New England can turn it on from now, for like the next 2.
It's a
3
Boston
months
team.
and be up top. So
Yeah.
they can turn it on. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying against us, I'm not.
Yeah, and Pat, like I was saying, like they have a very talented roster, but a lot of that talent is aging talent. Josie Altidore, Omar Gonzalez, Sebastian Yetget, like these guys are starting to get to that point where like they're hitting the wrong side of 30.
Yeah, Josie
And-
Altidore is a fresh 76 years old.
Wow. So
Fresh.
do you think they're going to test Andre Blake early? Do you think not at all? What do you think? Do you think they try to get to
I
Andre
think-
Blake early?
I think that if our back line plays correctly, they're not going to get the chance.
Wow.
100% agree.
So I mean, because like I said, this is like as we see it, a Boston team. Okay, and one thing we can't stand other than New York teams and Pittsburgh teams are Boston teams, and Boston teams are just right there with the rest of them. Sometimes the rich and the famous live, go there to click, and stuff. I mean, matter of fact, I hate to say it, but I think their basketball team's going to win the whole thing. But I'm not here to talk about the Celtics. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about the Celtics because if I do, I'm going to take this pen and jam it in my throat. So, but like I said,
Just like the 14-inch wiener that you probably get.
it's down my throat. I mean, hey, but
In
anyways,
one go.
no, one bite. So, so like I said, you're playing against a tough. Like you said, Austin, you're not afraid because of their age. We're young and hungry. Do you think it's a 3-0 win? Gus, you're saying a 2-1 win?
I say 2-1, maybe 3-1.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Gus. I feel like 2-1 seems about the right margin. I feel like New England's going to feel very hard pressed coming off of this because of the fact that we were so stingy on the back line and preventing a lot of the outside run, just because of how effective Harriel and Wagner have been so far this year. And
Dude,
like everyone else in the league has been saying, like it's annoying to play against Andre Blake simply because of how good he is.
and can we just take a moment and talk about Wagner? Did you see that pass yet again?
When
Are
is
you
he
kidding
not
me?
threading a ball into
Oh my
somebody? Like, when's
goodness,
he
I
not doing
love
this?
that. That kid, I'm afraid we're gonna lose him. Like seriously,
Oh, it's only a matter of time now.
I'm afraid we're gonna lose him.
Yeah, it's
So,
only a matter of
dude,
time. And it's going to be very sad to see him go because
those
of how good
those
he
balls that
is.
he puts in there, man, they're crazy. They're on the
Yeah.
money almost every single time. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think no Carranza this week, right? Because he's playing
No.
from of the Yellows.
Yeah, no Carranza this week because of the yellow accumulation. Which, honestly, totally fine. Bring in Ua. Let's go.
It's Ua back though from injury. Like, is
He
he
should
good to
be.
go, or is he,
He
is he
should
coming off
be.
the
If
bench?
not, we'll probably have him on the bench as precaution. We'll probably start
Most likely.
Santos. More than likely going to
Santos
start
or
Santos.
Burke.
Yeah, I feel like we'll probably go with Santos, have Burke, and then have Ua as like the deep end of the bench for that one.
Yeah, so again, like I said, like I said, we're feeling a good win. Also, you're not afraid because you feel like they're aging on the wrong side of 30. So everything looks good right now on paper. Um, and so we're not expecting a high point game. I do see, and I'm getting with you guys. I'm getting the vibe that we're going to take this dub. They had a great run last season. It wasn't for the COVID. Dave, we're all talking about that right now.
100%.
And,
We would have won we would have won the whole thing if it wasn't for COVID. 100%.
so
I truly believe
yeah,
that.
so let me ask you, what took it so long, 8 weeks with just tying games? What do you think what the cause of that was? Till now, all of a sudden, we get the bounce back dub, and then now we're feeling good about ourselves.
Honestly, we just weren't finishing. We weren't finishing it. That's basically it. We were having trouble just putting it back in the net. Um, we were playing sloppy in the middle. Um, and at least, like I said, at least our defense kind of held. But if our mid and forward, I mean, they're not doing their jobs. I mean, there's only so
Mm-hmm.
much we can do. We can't have Weston scored 50-yard bombs every game. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that.
God, I wish we could. God, I wish we could.
I wish we could too.
Yeah, like
Yeah, so
and the other thing that I feel like was kind of an issue for the Union in that 6 weeks was we started to get to a point where we were playing 2 matches in a week, so the benches were getting a bit shorter, the rotations were getting a bit more, I guess you could say, quote unquote creative. Um, you were seeing a lot of the younger guys get a lot more minutes, so it became more of a just try and maintain at certain points. Like if you can run away with three, do it. If not, take the one and go. And to to like you would think talking about like the way we're talking right now, this would be a team that's in like somewhere between 6 and 8 on the table. This team is number 1 in the conference and number 2 overall in the league, and we're talking about how
that's
we
good.
have to finish better. It's we were saying this at the beginning of the season. Like there's so many things that we could nitpick about,
Yeah,
but there's it's all things that like at the end of the day you're like we're still considered a top ranked team
right.
across the league. So like you can't really
Mm-hmm.
you can
Sweat it.
nitpick about it, sure, but like it's not going to
I mean,
be
we can sit here.
Yes, Joe. Yes, Joe. I hear you, buddy.
We can sit here and talk about nitpicking, and then I will sit here and talk to you how we need to take care of the ball way more. I can sit here and tell you that we need to get better at passing. I can sit here and tell you that we need to get better at reading the other team's offense. We can nitpick all you want, but we really don't have to because we're number 1 in our conference.
And that's
exactly.
We're getting the job done.
and that's all that matters. Like I said, I'm sitting here panicking because, like I said, 5 games straight. Again, 5 games straight of draws. You haven't seen a win in 2 months, and yet you're still still at the top of the mountain. At best, you tied at third. You tied sitting at third. At best. At best, that's the only harm that you have. Now, if they would have lost this weekend and other teams would have jumped ahead, maybe you start looking the other way and start paying attention to what's going wrong with this team. But there hasn't been. And like I said, to me, it looked like the goaltender rejuvenated, found himself. It looks like the coach had a game plan of attacking and grounding and pounding and got back to fundamentals of Jim Curtin soccer, Jim Curtin's Union soccer, fundamentals, breaking defenses down and playing his way. He doesn't look for the big 5-0 win. He looks for a simple 2-0-2 win, and he's good with that. That's all. He just wants.
Well, that's all you need.
Right.
You don't need anything else.
And if he tries,
you score a good game. You get your scores of 2-3 maybe, and then you play defense. You
right.
Win 9 out of 10 times.
And right, and if he could draw a bar fight with you, and that's it. If he could drag you into overtime, he's got it right where he wants you because he knows you're deflated and he's only getting started, and he's going to pound you some more. So
and we don't even have to worry about overtime until the playoffs. So
no, and I'm not even worried about that because, like I said, and if I look at the schedule here, I believe I got it right here in my notes. It's 2 weeks to the New York team. So, like I said, I'm going to pay attention to they got New England, and I think they got to go to Cincinnati, or Cincinnati's coming here.
New York,
Cincinnati comes
New York
here
until the 26th.
Of June.
June 26th, yeah.
So we got some time before even getting out to facing that big the juggernaut. The guys are sitting on our heels. So,
I wouldn't call it a juggernaut though.
But no, I mean, if they're sitting behind us, you're kind of looking over your shoulder just a little bit. But who knows? Like you said, if we're not playing until June 26th, a lot can happen. This could be a different soccer team. They could be a different soccer team. We could be, which I've seen it. We are driving this forward.
New York's more of a pest, kind of like this used to be this wrestler. He used to be a pest all the time. I think his name was Frankie Frizzo.
Right, he's an idiot.
He's kind of like that.
Yes. Yes.
Just so bluntly and immediate reaction. Yeah, he's an idiot.
I'll always have fun with that, man.
Yeah, we can ask your boy Art. He'll tell you he's a clown.
Yeah, what?
All the time.
Yeah, he's always trying to clown me. But don't pay him no mind, okay? He's a loser. Oh my gosh, I could rip on him for days for something stupid he said today. But I'll say that for another time. But like I said, man, let's get this W, man. Let's go take care of New England. End up in B-Town. Let's go take care of it. Let's go, let's knock out them. Let's leave them, like I said, show them why they have veteran players and not going nowhere, and they're doing everything that they can. Like I said, as long as we got the number one player in the league, you're golden. You're golden. That's what it comes down to. That's the
number one goalie.
Yeah,
number one goalie.
Get those 3 points. Come back home with some momentum as we get a couple at home to start the summer, and just roll into the second half.
We get a little break from the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, as Lay says, and I think if we can strike first on the scoreboard, that already puts New England on their heels. That already puts New England. You got them sweating already.
If I remember, I think the quickest goal that we have this year has been in the second minute. Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly. Gazdag in the second, and then last week, and then against Portland, we had him in the fifth. Like this team definitely
was fifth or sixth.
Yeah, it was like the 5th or 6th minute. Like this team wants to strike early, and they've been doing really well with doing that. And then from there, it's just keeping up the defensive pressure.
Right.
The only game that didn't make a difference was against LAFC. We scored really fast.
Oh,
yeah,
scored so fast. LA was just like, we should do that too, and then they did.
Yeah, we pretty much clan them. So guys, like I said, you guys are not worried. Coming up, you guys had no worry about going out to Portland and for the international, the East versus West. We've been taking care of the West. So again, if anyone meets with us, into a final championship, hopefully nothing pans out like it did last year. All on paper, this is turning like the 17 Eagles team. And wow, look at Dave, a Cowboys fan, saying,
Hey,
"Go you." He knows where it's
there
at.
it
Let's
is.
go you.
That's my man, Dave, man. But like I said, yeah, is that the diamond cutter? But like I said,
I did this.
oh, so fun.
It's not the time.
Bang. But anyways,
There you go.
oh, uh, I get piped out when I see this. But anyways,
All right. So take it easy.
better rip it off. Better rip it off.
Getting hot and bothered over there.
Oh,
You don't need to pitch the tent, Pat. You already got one there next to you.
yes, I might. Good point. I am hitching my wagon. So, but okay, guys, we're about to wrap up the show here. I do gotta say thank you guys. Here, like I normally do. So let me ask you guys, what time is this game on the weekend? The 28th. Is that Sunday? I want to say Sunday.
The 20th is a Saturday. It's 7.
Saturday.
Then.
Yeah.
Got my question. What is the meal of the day? Meal of the night, rather. What would
Well,
you?
For Saturday?
I'm probably
If
going to
you're
be at
watching.
work, so it's probably going to be fried chicken and mac and cheese.
Oh, dude, you son of a. That's good. That's a deadly combination. Now,
And
see,
I make
I
the chicken.
I don't
see. We see. Here it goes. I'm gonna have Monique hook up some. I want to go with some burgers. I'm feeling a burger. See, I
Ooh, I just had that tonight.
yeah, and I see we shouldn't be talking like this because we have our new show that's on here with your boy Eric Bain. Okay, Mr. Fate, Mr. Fitz, him and my buddy John.
I'm gonna tell on you too.
Yeah, my man just schooled me on an hour. My man just schooled me on a whole hour of dining and what to eat right. Okay, and so
I'm telling you, man. Listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into getting your body right, like this man knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
The things that he does with his body, and I've known him for a long time. The things that he does with his body are freaking crazy.
yeah.
He knows what he's doing. Trust me.
Well, that's what I want to get to. Check out the Lounge, 11 o'clock, new show, Dip Dev Sports, Lounge. I talk about bodybuilding, muscle fitness, whatever you want to talk about. These guys will have your answers for it. Me and Joe had a great show with them. Me and the John had a great show with them this past Sunday. We enjoyed it. That's Edge Affiliate Sports checking in on Twitter, giving us a big like on this show tonight. So thank you, Edge Affiliate Sports. We're looking to do some things with them. Thursday night, me and my man Austin here, we'll be talking an hour of GoldenEye, the 90s video game, because we talk throwback video games. Yeah.
Bro, I've been tearing through that game again, bro. Oh my
Were you?
goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yes.
did exactly what I said I was gonna do, dude. I
You're-
downloaded the emulator and stuff on my computer and just immediately went in.
You're a man of your word, Austin. I love it. Yes, yo.
Dude, I forgot
I've
how
been-
good that game was. It had been a while since I played. Oh my goodness, I love it.
I've been
I'm
telling.
gonna start Elden Ring soon, Austin. Just so you know.
God bless you. God bless you. You are officially maidenless. How does it feel?
I'm gonna finish it in about four and a half.
Wow.
Roughly, give or take another
That's
6.
how much time I have.
Probably give.
Trust me,
Yeah.
More
I
than likely,
have
yeah.
a third kid on the way. I have a third kid on the way.
Congratulations.
Hey, you'll have a 4th by the time you finish up Elden Ring.
I thought he considered me a 4th. So, like I said,
Well, you're more like an orphan that showed up at the I couldn't get rid of.
No, that's me with tats, dude. Take it easy.
so like I said, a bunch of new shows that just came, all throwback video games every Thursday at 9:30 with me and Austin. We're talking throwback video games. We're talking, we got the new bodybuilding show came on 11 o'clock. You can catch me, the Gobbler, at 9 a.m. Sunday mornings with my crew. You can catch Joe Sullivan always 6 p.m. on Monday nights. And if I'm missing a show, please forgive me because I'm old and I'm getting dumb. So
We have a new school. Don't we have a new school game show also?
yeah, we have a new game show that was supposed to start Sunday, but I don't know what happened there. But we will start that. We'll get that going. That'll be modern video games. I will be touching base with those guys starting noon on Sundays. I will talk to Gonzalo, my man. I will talk to him and get that up and running as well. And I don't know if there's any other show other than this one you catch every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Best Union show out there. But like I said, I think I have another trick up my sleeve coming up in June. The Steel Steps podcast, Wrestling News Show podcast, a bunch of WWE, AEW talk, and just excluding there might be a football show coming up in September. But until then, that's all the news I got for Dead Row Sports. But this has been a great hour of talking, tagging third, and this is my first time being on it. So sorry for so for me, I made a big mistake by looking at a wrong game and taking all the notes, and I feel like an idiot from watching the game from 2 years ago.
Casper Shabilko, baby.
Didn't realize I was looking at the wrong game. I literally studied that game like a Bible. And
honestly, that is such a Pat move.
It really is.
Yes, because it popped up. It popped up as
did Montero assist on the Shabilko goal?
Burke, some guy named Burke. He had Corey Burke. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm studying like every angle of this game. I'm sitting there writing notes. I have a whole paper here of notes on back.
It's in front and back.
It's front and back. I talk all. I wrote the whole thing. I wrote the whole thing.
My man did notes on a highlight reel from 2018. Pat, I love you, dude.
Goodness. Because I unfortunately I don't get the games, so I'm like I try and go through YouTube, and if you look on YouTube, that's the first game that pops up. Usually on my YouTube account, it's the most recent. I say, give me Union versus Portland. I'm sitting there.
Just don't search up the specific match. Just search up MLS's YouTube channel, and they'll have the ones from the current match week listed first.
Well, listen, now I don't feel bad because that John, at least he knows my pain. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, know what the best thing? Yes, we know the best thing is. That's right now. The best thing is for the Union. John Lee does not watch the Union. Thank God, because
why do you think we're doing well?
Yes. Because this guy literally just mushed the Phillies last week, mushed the Sixers not making any further than the second round, mushed the Eagles from making any kind of. This guy is a complete loser. I can't believe I hung out with him on Sunday. No, I'm just kidding. And but anyway, guys, look, great episode. Thank you for having me on. If you need me here for next week, I'll make sure I'll watch the right game and the current game rather. But anyways, look, guys. For me, the Gobbler, the A-Train, Austin Hamill, and my man Gonzalo, Gus Seminario, got the wrong brother already. And to the John Cruz in the show, thank you so much.
Spoilers: Pat's been watching episode 1 this entire time.
Yes. This has been another historic moment in the Union games.
Yes.
Unprecedented approach.
Yes.
By one Pat Bernard.
Yes. Dude, I was so hyped. I was like,
this was actually
yeah.
This was actually an episode in the history of the Union, not the Union show.
Right. So, guys, have a good one. We'll check out Thursday.
Yes. See you guys. Follows and likes are free. Remember that. I say it every week, and I'll continue to say it. It's free. It's so easy to do.
Click.
We love you.
Yeah,
we know you love us.
And by the way, real fast before we get out of here. So everyone's watching the show. We will not be on Facebook no more. We will not. We are moving to Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So please watch us on those other platforms. We will not be here no longer. So it's starting. This is our last week of being here. That we are moving on from Facebook. So I just want to be clear and say that to everyone.
Facebook fam, it's been real. Get over onto YouTube, Twitch
account.
Twitter, and follow us
It's
there.
just a quick
Yes,
download.
get yourself. Look, it's
And-
just like Facebook. Get yourself a YouTube and Twitter account, and you can write into the show as much as you want.
Yeah,
Get on.
and just like with Facebook, if you follow us on any one of them, they'll let you know when we go live. So
Mm-hmm.
you won't miss
Bingo.
out on a second of the action. You won't miss out on
Yes.
what we just had happen today. That was cool.
Yeah. Yes. This is like the Spice Network. We're diverse. Words loaded with action. So, see you.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.